Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Wednesday, December 21st, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be going over a recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's main slate is 11-game main slate overall, then going over to both DraftKings and FanDuel and talking about my core picks for today. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. Going to start off by saying yesterday, not the greatest day in the world. There was a lot of random performances yesterday, some blowouts, a lot of different things that just didn't work out quite the way we expected. But on the DraftKings side, we had Jalen Brunson at $7,200. Looking for 36 points time, he got to 35.25. He ended up being a push yesterday, only played 30 minutes. There was some blowout in this game, so he probably lost about 4 minutes overall at the end of this game, which did affect his performance just a little bit. If he gets that extra couple minutes, he easily is a hit, but did give him a push yesterday. And then at shooting guard, we had Klay Thompson at $6,600. Looking for 33 points out. He only got 17. He was a mess. Only played 26 minutes. I believe he ended up getting hurt in this game. It did list out next to him at the end of the day or at the end of the night of that game. So didn't play quite the minutes we were expecting. Didn't shoot the greatest either. Then we had Damon Lee at small forward. Probably should have stuck with Dennis Roddy here or went to Haywood Highsmith. Both would have been better options, but Damon Lee looked pretty good when he was in that starting lineup. He played 30 minutes the night before, only ended up playing 18 minutes yesterday, 1 for 2 shooting from the field only. I finished with 4 points, so that was really unfortunate there. Then at power forward, we had Draymond Green at $5,900. Got to 22.25 points. He was a mess, only played 26 minutes. That game was a blowout, so it really did affect him overall. And then last but not least, we had Daniel Gafford at $4,000. Looking for 20 points out, got 26.25, so he was a really good hit yesterday, but kind of unfortunate day on the DraftKings side. You need some really strong plays otherwise to end up cashing. It's a little bit difficult day overall, but you'll have that on smaller slates sometimes. And then on the FanDuel side, we had Victor Oladipo, $4,800. Looking for 24 points out, got 26.8, so he is a hit. At shooting guard, we had Damon Lee once again, $4,100. Looking for 21 points out. As I mentioned before, he was in the starting lineup. He played 30 minutes the night before. Pretty similar guys out to the day before. Dwayne Washington was back, but he only played 12 minutes either way. Landry Shamet was really the guy that stood out yesterday, so if you had Landry Shamet instead, Damon Lee had some pretty good lineups here, but unfortunately we went with Damon Lee since he was the starting lineup and the guy that played more minutes the night before. Then at small forward, we had Torrey Craig. He was $5,000. Actually got off to a really good start yesterday. Had like 6 rebounds, like 5 points, and I believe like an assist really early on in the game. Was looking pretty good. Only ended up with 18.6 points. He's a mess. He ended up playing 30 minutes. He just didn't do too much in that second half of the game, unfortunately. Then at power forward, we had Bojan Bogdanovic, $6,100. He got 24.1 points. We were looking for about 30 at him, so he was a mess. 5 for 13 from the field, mainly scoring the ball yesterday. Played, I believe, right around 29, 30 minutes yesterday. Jaden Ivey was kind of that guy that really stood out in the Pistons' perspective yesterday, so him taking some extra shots and being more efficient really hurt Bogdanovic overall. And then last but not least, we had Nikola Jokic at $12,500. You're looking for 62, 63 points out. Got to 50.1. He actually had a triple-double, and he still was a miss on the FanDuel side just because you really need a lot extra on the FanDuel side to get to this hefty price tag. So not the greatest day overall, but obviously we're looking to bounce back in a big way once again today. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries in play for tonight's slate. I'm going to start off by saying there is an 11-game main slate. There are a couple teams there on the back-to-back, so we'll just have to keep an eye out on their injury report throughout the day. But we're going to start off with the 2 7 o'clock games. We got the Milwaukee Bucks, who have Chris Middleton listed as doubtful tonight. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers are without Dylan Windler, Dean Wade, Ricky Rubio, and have Lamar Stevens listed as doubtful as well. Detroit Pistons are on the back-to-back. Looks like probably just Isaiah Livers out tonight, but they have been doing that weird thing on some of these back-to-backs where they'll play their starters still, but they'll play them like 20 to 24 minutes and kind of give them some extra rest. Not sure if that's going to be the case tonight. They haven't really, told us that in the past, which is just kind of frustrating. So maybe a team that you lean off of a little bit more tonight. And then we got the Philadelphia 76ers without Tyrese Maxey. Furkan Korkmaz is listed as questionable. I believe he's been dealing with an illness. And then we have the Chicago Bulls, who are on the back-to-back as well. Lonzo Ball most likely out once again. Derrick Jones Jr. and Javonte Green both listed as questionable at this point in time. The Atlanta Hawks just without Clint Capella at this point in time. So pretty similar to what we saw the last time out. Then we move down to the Pacers, who are just without Kendall Brown and Daniel Tice, so no real changes there. Boston Celtics without Danilo Gallinari once again, and then Marcus Smart is listed as questionable. I believe he's dealing with an illness as well today. Then we slide down to the Golden State Warriors, who are without Seth Curry, Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins. So a lot of minutes available here tonight. There's a lot of potential value on this team overall. We have Dante DiVincenzo and JaMychal Green, both listed as questionable. Both ended up missing yesterday due to illness, so we'll see if they're back today or not. If they don't end up playing, we don't have too many guys left on this Warrior team. We got Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Ty Jerome, Draymond Green if he ends up playing, Kevon Looney, James Wiseman's back up with the main team. So we only have so many options available on this team as well. I believe, Ryan Rollins and a couple other guys too, but there's only so many, and there could be a lot of value overall. I forgot Jonathan Kuminga there even too as well. Brooklyn Nets appear to be all the way healthy at this point in time. The Toronto Raptors are without Precious Achiuwa and Otto Porter Jr., Gary Trent, and Kem Birch, both listed as questionable to play tonight. Then the New York Knicks are without Obi Toppin, so no real changes there. And they are on the back-to-back as well, so we'll see if anything else changes throughout the day there. For the Orlando Magic, without Wendell Carter Jr., Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Chuma Okeke, and Jalen Suggs, so no real changes in that part. But Franz Wagner is questionable to play tonight due to an ankle sprain. We'll see if he's good to go tonight or not. If he's not, we'll just have to see who ends up starting in his place, whether it's a Cole Anthony or like a Terrence Ross. And then for the Houston Rockets, they're without Garrison Matthews and Jayshawn Tate, so no real changes there. Dallas Mavericks without Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Green, and Maxi Kleber, so they're getting a little bit thinner at that power forward position especially. Maybe we even see Dwight Powell and Christian Wood start alongside each other, with Christian Wood kind of playing that 4 spot tonight. That'd be something interesting to see if Dwight Powell even ends up playing in this game. Then for the Minnesota Timberwolves, we got Jordan McLaughlin and Karl Anthony Towns both out once again. Rudy Gobert is questionable. If he doesn't play, Naz Reid's going to look pretty good once again. Kyle Anderson and Taurean Prince both questionable as well tonight. Then for the Portland Trailblazers, we got Nazir Little and Gary Payton both listed as out. Joseph Nurkic is listed as questionable to play. I believe it's a calf injury he's dealing with. I don't expect him to play once again tonight, so Drew Eubanks is going to be very interesting to me. And then we have Damian Lillard, Josh Hart, and Jeremy Grant, all listed as expected to play tonight. And then for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Darius Bazley, Yusheng Jang, Josh Giddey, and Jerome Robinson are all out once again. So pretty much what we saw from them the last time out. Could be some interesting values there as well. For the Los Angeles Lakers, we have Anthony Davis and Juan Toscano-Anderson both listed as out tonight. Then we have Russell Westbrook, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James all listed as questionable. We'll see who ends up playing for them overall tonight. For the Sacramento Kings, we have Harrison Barnes, who is listed as questionable to play tonight. Domantas Sabonis also listed as a game time decision. But I do expect that he plays because it's just like a left-hand soreness, I believe is what they're calling it. And then for the Charlotte Hornets, we have Cody Martin and Dennis Smith Jr. both listed as out. Terry Rozier is questionable to play due to a hip injury, but it sounds like he's likely to miss once again tonight. Then for the Clippers, Zubac, Reggie Jackson, and Paul George, all this is questionable to play tonight. It sounds like Paul George has a pretty good chance of being back tonight. Reggie Jackson's really up in the air. Probably going to miss once again. And Zubac, I wouldn't be surprised if he misses once again. Norm Powell also listed a game time decision. We'll see if he's back tonight or not as well. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight. There is a lot that we're going to be watching throughout the day. So I will post updates down in the comments throughout the day when it comes to all the injury news, because there could be a lot of value that opens up throughout the day. I'm not going to go through it as much as I would on some other slates, since there are so many injuries in so many games overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at that point guard position with Markelle Fultz. He's $5,700. He's coming off a couple big games, looking for 28 and 29 points out. He's averaging 26 so far on the season. Goes against a very good matchup tonight against the Houston Rockets, so would not be surprised if he has a solid game once again. Currently, I'm projected for 30 to 31 points tonight. Then at shooting guard, we're going to go with Jaden Ivey, who had this solid performance yesterday that not a lot of people were really expecting. His minutes were up probably about 5 more minutes than you would see on average. Maybe there's a chance with the Pistons tonight. Like I mentioned, some of these games, they'll play their starters on the back-to-back and then only play them like maxed out at like 24 minutes and then play the backups a little bit more than normal. So that is a risk that we do take with him here tonight. You're only looking for 24 points out of him at $4,800. They average 29 so far in the season. Currently, I'm projected for 26, 27 tonight. If he gets the reasonable minutes, could have some higher upside for more as well. And then at small forward, we have Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That is the small forward, power forward Jalen Williams, just since we have to note that there, since I believe the center Jalen Williams is also with the team now. But he is $4,600, looking for 23 points out. He's been playing bigger minutes as of late. There's more opportunities available to him at this point in time, especially with Josh Giddey not out there on the court. Currently averaging about 21 fantasy points per game on the season. Currently I'm projected for 26 points tonight. Offers a little bit of upside for more as well. Then at power forward, we're going to go with Jonathan Kuminga at $5,000. Looking for 25 points out. Obviously averaging 14.5 so far in the season. but it's a very depleted Warriors team once again tonight. Should get some extra opportunities as long as his knee holds up. Currently haven't projected for 26 points tonight, but definitely has some upside for more as well. And then last but not least at center, we're going to go with Thomas Bryant to start the day. Not guaranteeing he's going to stay there throughout the day, but I think there are a lot of viable options on FanDuel for that center position. I think Thomas Bryant's going to be a pretty chalky one. If you want to get off of him, go over to Mitchell Robinson at $5,100. They project very similar for me. Thomas Bryant at 28, Mitchell Robinson at 27. If you want to go down to Drew Eubanks, if Joseph Nurkic gets ruled out tonight, that's definitely going to be one that's going to be pretty popular as well. A lot of different options that you can explore at that center position. Naz Reid could also be pretty popular if Rudy Gobert ends up missing once again as well. But with Thomas Bryant, if there is no Anthony Davis, he plays reasonable minutes at this point in time. And even if you want to pivot straight from him to Damon Jones, that's another option you could take in as well. But definitely have some interest in him once again tonight, especially if LeBron James would miss once again. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you'll have $24,600 remaining, $8,200 per player. So a good solid core to start the day, and a decent amount of money, whether you want to spend all the way up for like a Luka Doncic, a Giannis, a Joel Embiid. Lots of guys on the high end that you can pay up for today. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely fine on tonight's slate as well. Definitely a lot of good values across the board, whether you're paying up, paying in the middle, or paying down today overall on the DraftKings side. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So FanDuel's a little bit trickier. The pricing's been a little bit more hectic on the FanDuel side, as I have mentioned in recent days. Point guard position, we're going to go with LaMelo Ball at $8,500. Looking for 42, 43 points on him. He's played reasonably well since he's been back. He's been playing decent-sized minutes. He did get in some foul trouble last time out, but still had a very solid game all around. And once again, kind of looks like Terry Rozier's probably not going to be good to go for this game, so that just kind of solidifies things a little bit more for Ball tonight. Don't really have any concerns with him. Maybe he gets in foul trouble, but I'm not really too concerned about him getting in foul trouble, going against Reggie Jackson and John Wall. Kind of the ghost of John Wall at this point in time. But it is what it is, and I think there's a very good chance that he has a strong ceiling game tonight against this Clippers team. It's middle of the pack defensively, nothing special there. Currently I'm projected for 45 points tonight, but definitely offers some upside for more as well. And then we move down to shooting guard. It's a guy that I had yesterday in Zach LaVine. I know there was some people in the comments that not too fond about him, but the price tag is just what really makes him appealing at this point in time. $6,900. Looking for 34, 35 points. Currently I'm projected for 36 once again today against the Atlanta Hawks. Should be a pretty back and forth matchup as long as he doesn't sit out on the back-to-back with his knee management, since he's had those kind of knee problems over the last 2 years where he hasn't been quite as good, but still at this price tag, a very good play overall. Then we move down to small forward with Jonathan Kuminga at $4,200, looking for 21 points out. I'm currently projected for 25 on the FanDuel side tonight. It's just really a minutes play, and Golden State doesn't have too many guys left at this point in time, so he should get a little extra run and a little bit more usage overall. Then we move down to power forward with Giannis, and power forward was one of my least favorite positions on the FanDuel side today. So paying up to Giannis, who's kind of at a reduced price tag at this point in time, was kind of appealing to me overall. $11,500. Looking for 57, 58 points out. Currently I'm projected for about that tonight as well. Tougher matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but there is no Chris Middleton most likely once again tonight, so he's not really eating into Giannis's usage or shots overall, but not like anybody can really eat into that too much, since Giannis is one of the highest usage players in the NBA overall. Then last but not least, at that center position, I'm going with Drew Eubanks. I don't think Nurkic is going to play tonight. Pretty good matchup tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have struggled kind of mightily against centers this year. Obviously, they don't have much left at that center position. Povašeski's probably going to get the start once again. So Eubanks could have a little bit of his way bullying him if he wants to do so. He saw him get about 28 points last time out. Currently, I'm projected for about 24, 25 tonight if he gets that start once again, looking pretty good. Once again, you could end up with some guys like Naz Reid in here as well, who are going to look pretty popular if Rudy Gobert is to miss. But this is a position that could change throughout the day, but I do like Drew Eubanks at this point in time. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here on the FanDuel side, you have $24,300 remaining, just over $6,000 per player. So we're going to have to get a little bit creative in terms of value today. FanDuel's a little bit tighter than on the DraftKings side, so going to take some different opportunities, but once again, there are a lot of entries that are out there kind of in limbo at this point in time. So there could be other values that do open up throughout the day. So definitely be sure to check out the injury updates throughout the day, as well as my updated core as we get closer to lock, which will be about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, December 21st. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to note whether those are DraftKings or FanDuel specific questions, just so I can best help you as quickly as possible. And then also be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's for FanDuel or DraftKings. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say, whether it's somebody from my core 5 picks or whether it's a completely different player. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now it is NBA DFS and NFL DFS. And then with that being said, if you're a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS core pick videos Monday through Friday, just like this, as well as some NFL DFS content, whether it's on YouTube, Patreon, which right now, this whole week, I am giving away all my Patreon content that I do post this week for free as a part of kind of just a Christmas bonus, saying thank you to everybody that is a part of my YouTube channel. If you'd like to subscribe to the Patreon, it's a small donation per month, so definitely be sure to check out that content during this week since it is free. And definitely want to say Merry Christmas to those who celebrate it, or Happy Holidays for whatever holiday you do celebrate, if you celebrate any at all. But just this time of year, I like to give back a little bit, and just so you can guys see a little bit more behind the paywall on the Patreon side as well. But definitely be sure to check out that content, and as well as the NFL DFS cheat sheets over at WeBetATS.com. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.